Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host Brian, and today I'm talking The Valley. This is season 1, episode 12. This is actually the finale, opening bars, closing chapters. So we all know what really happens at the end of this season. Britney and Jax are not together anymore. Jesse and Michelle are not together anymore. But we kind of see like what kind of a little bit of stuff after with the cameras picking up. And honestly, episode was an hour 15. So I think like 35 minutes. I think it was at minute 40 is when then we see the Jack's bars open and they have like a little speech, and then it just kind of like fast forwards to current day, March 2nd is when it is. So that's like 3 months ago. But like half the episode was pretty much seeing Jesse and Michelle, their conversations post Michelle decided that she wants to get a divorce, and then Jax and Brittany post separation. So before we get to that part, I mean, basically what I said. This episode is really just about Jack's bar opening. Brittany, even though a couple people were saying like, "Hey, Jack, this is the name on the wall is Jack's," but really, Brittany had a lot to do with it. She had her flair and touch all over the bar. A lot of the guests were saying it. Jax did thank her in his speech, which is at least one nice thing that he did. Um, but it looked cool. Bill and I always say that if we ever get to LA, we're gonna try to check a lot of these places out. Hopefully, if we do make it over there, this place is still open. Um, but this is probably one of the times that they are not the center of attention in the main, I guess, the back part of the episode of the drama. So everyone is in the episode. Kristen is back, um, getting involved in conversations, but really we start with Brittany. She surprises Jax with his sister showing up, um, putting the last couple touches on the bar. Yeah, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I as someone who is married and I have kids too. I felt like I'm not feeling bad for Jax because he is a piece of shit, but like I just felt bad about the way the situation went with like the kid. I feel bad for their son and just like stuff like that. Like I don't want to because of that either, but just this and honestly, it was going on with Michelle and Jesse too. Like the putting on like not a brave face, but a good face in front of their kid and not fighting about it. But I don't know. Hopefully, for the kids' sake, it's best for them in both situations. It's really the man. The Kristen admits that she used the wrong words talking about Michelle and the her boyfriend situation. She shouldn't have said it was for a year. It was a year ago. She was talking to somebody. So that's pretty big misspeak, I would say. But not surprising. Kristen, we all know her. We all remember her on Vanderpump Rules. She's a mess, stays a mess. Not surprised. Um, Jesse and Michelle will have a conversation, and basically she tells him that it's like she hints that she doesn't know if she can get back to loving him, or like he wants to go back to 2020, and she doesn't know if she can. So I mean, the writing's on the wall that they are in a bad place. I think it's more he's surprised that 3 days. He says 3 days after filming, she's like, "I want to get a divorce." So I think he said he was caught off guard by that. But I mean, we watched the season. We know that it wasn't working out. Things like that. So we moved at the opening party, and everyone is invited. So everyone's going to be in the same building. We have Zach, we have Kristen, Janet, Michelle. All these people that have a little bit of beef with each other are going to be in the same place. Janet asks, so this we've been kind of hinting at Janet is pretty messy. I know that she's pregnant, so she's going to get a pass, but they show some clips of her too. So if there is a season 2, I'm really interested to see. Well, I think there is going to be season 2. I'm not sure. Bill would know that. I wouldn't, but um, if there is, she's messy. She's really messy. She asked Jasmine, "I saw you were doing pottery class with Zach. Like, was he actually in Big Bear?" And she's like, "No, he was just messing around with you." Zach comes over to talk to them and is like, "Hey, Janet, do you want to go have a private conversation?" She's like, "No, I want to do it here." And they probably talked for 15, 20 seconds based off the edit. And they are just already screaming at each other. She's like, she gets up. She doesn't want to deal with it. Zach He just basically calling out, like saying it's a bunch of bullshit. He starts yelling, Jason, I'm sorry, it's late over here. Jason is like, if you talk to my wife like that again, I'm gonna beat you up. And it, Zach Zach starts getting a little over the top when he basically, I think as Michelle says to him, like, you can't yell at a pregnant woman like that. Like it can put a lot of stress on the baby, like bad things can happen to the baby. And he didn't say, just the way his facial expression was, I just didn't love that. I'm not gonna kind of just like, you're taking it too far, man. But Zach is pissed because he calls her. He says in the confessional that he thinks that Janet is a mean girl. The speakerphone conversation, like she references that a bunch of people heard it and think you were wrong. So he was pissed that he was on speakerphone having this conversation with her, and that she sent Jack to do her dirty work. And I mean, she kind of did. So she could have texted. Like I thought you made a good point. Like she could have communicated to any of them that they weren't coming in a text call. Like she could have done that. But so Jasmine is now upset because she's like in the middle of it. Janet's like, "Why don't you have my back?" Uh, Jasmine is basically like, I couldn't tell if she like not burned the bridge, but like Janet's not messing around with anybody tonight. She's like, I know who my I'm really sorry for you. Like, I know who my friends are. I know who my real friends are. I'm gonna only show the people that are important or loyal to me, to my new baby, when he comes. Um, so Jasmine is like goes to Jack and be like, yo, you need to straighten this out. And Jax goes over to Janet and he's like, you told me to uninvite these people. You told me to uninvite everyone. Just like comes in like an absolute bad out of hell idiot. And she's like, I'm done with this too. But the way she did stick around, it looked like she did stick around for the speech. So she made it look like she was leaving, but she really didn't. Just so messy. All of them are so messy. Especially now the separation is like, what is it going to be like um, with the drama? I don't know. It just these are grown adults and they can't have a conversation. Like it's just all these things could be avoided so easily. But the one I thought the one really good part is of the episode is Brittany is not messing around with Jack. She's like calls him out on a pretty like and nails the call out based off of the editing and the confessional with Jax. But she basically is like, I guess they wanted him to go to therapy or something or some sort of doctor, and they're talking up in their house, and she's like, he's like, I made an appointment, and she's like, when did you make this appointment? And he's like, yesterday, and she's like, oh, when cameras picked up. And I was like, yo, that's pretty. That's she's not messing around. I was like, that's badass. And he's like, oh, it's the only time I can make the appointment. Blah blah blah. And then she's like, I think she said in a confessional. She's like, I bet she doesn't even go. And then you write to him. He's like, yeah, I didn't go because it was too far away. I didn't feel like driving. And it's just like, dude. And she's like, do you want me back? And it's just like, he's just a dumbass. He's so stupid. And he says he wants her back, but like he's not doing what needs to be done or like showing that he cares. Like he's doing it like, well, when the cameras pick back up, trying to paint a narrative, and she's just calling him out. And it's kind of great, honestly, because I mean, she's dealt with a lot of shit. I mean, she put up with it. Full. I mean, it's basically full meat X amount of times. Shame on her too. But what's the other thing that she said? She said that Jax wouldn't leave the house. So she had to leave. She didn't feel good, and then same with the crew. Yeah, he looked like a dumbass here, and then like Jesse didn't leave the house either. Just displacing the kids. I mean, God, man, it's phew, brutal. Just bad judgment calls. I think. My parents are divorced, and my dad left, so he. Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know, but yeah, I just think you got young kids. You gotta. I don't know. I don't want to be in that situation, so I wouldn't do that. But yeah, it's just messy all around. No reunion, unfortunately. I think a reunion would have been amazing for this. Just kind of like Vanderpump Villa, like we were more high on the valley than we were Vanderpump Villa, but the reunion was really good for that show, and I think it could be good on this one, but maybe next time. But thank you guys all for watching. I think next video is tomorrow Wednesday. Probably Love Island, honestly. I don't know. I think all of our Wednesday shows are done. I think currently right now, but yeah. Thanks for watching, and I will have Love Island out, and then Summer House reunion part 1 on Thursday. Very excited about that. So tune in for that. I will probably have that out on Thursday night. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.